The Health Ministry has today announced another record low in the number of daily infections. A very good evening and welcome to Breaking Today. My name is Joel Church and our sign language interpreter is Tracy Dorcas. We have a lot in line for you, but first, here are other stories making headlines. Deputy President William Ruto has asked a section of Jubilee leaders crusading for rival political parties to quit. Tonight we take you through the weight loss journey of Dennis, who shed 50 kilograms in just a few months. And in sports, the Premier League champions Liverpool FC are currently playing the FA Cup champions Arsenal. Kenya has today recorded 164 new coronavirus cases out of 3,009 samples, bringing the total number of confirmed cases to 33,794. The Ministry of Health, through a statement, also announced 156 new recoveries, bringing the total number to 19,500. On a sad note, 5 patients lost their lives today, and now the death toll stands at 574. Moving on, as COVID-19 pandemic strikes all parts of the country, wearing of masks has become the new normal, as people are supposed to put on masks to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Different initiatives have been put in place to make sure the most vulnerable in the society get reusable face masks, and also benefiting those making them by making sure they are paid for making masks. Fatma Ngwena filed the report.
Wearing of face masks, especially the surgical masks, as advised by medical practitioners, is one of the measures that people have had to keep up with since the first cases were reported in Kenya in March this year. But the question is, are all Kenyans able to purchase the masks for their safety? Face Clothes Mask Initiative in Loresho, a non-governmental organization initiative, is helping to distribute free 3-ply face masks to vulnerable people in the society, such as those living in Kangemi, Kawangware, Isili, and some parts in Kakamega County. According to Mary Akinyi, who is the trainer of the tailors making the face cloth masks, says the masks are safe, comfortable, reusable, and adjustable.
Yeah, the uniqueness of these masks, actually, they are more safer. They are easy to make and they are very comfortable. See, you can't talk, you can't breathe. It's very flexible and it's much safer because the way we make them, it's ikona layers kama nne ndani. And then you see it covers all sides. It has like you can adjust it. So hata mtu mwenye akona uso nono kuniliko kama smaller face anaweza tumia because it's adjustable.
Mary Akinyi was a professional designer before the COVID-19 pandemic, and she is among many people that their businesses were affected by COVID-19. But the initiative of face cloth masks has helped her, since she's getting paid per mask that she designs.
So when you walikuja wakafunga boda nini, so it just stopped. Like I was really affected. So when they called me, it was like ilinisaidia sana mimi na familia yangu because when nilikuja nikatengeneza pattern nikaanza kwa train, so I cut for them, I get paid. Now I can manage to help my family, to support my family and other things.
Kila mtu anapewa mask zake 100, unaenda nazo nyumbani kwenye uko comfortable kuzishonea. Kuna mwenye na take 3 days 2 days inalingana na speed yako, but sasa mimi nachukua 1 week kuzitengeneza. Alafu naleta ndio napata ile pesa.
As COVID-19 continues to rise with speculations of schools and other learning institutions reopening earlier than January next year, children's safety from the virus disease in all parts of the country, one of the ways ensuring they put on face masks among others, will be a concern.
I would say one of the things that COVID has taught us, as we now have stayed with it for several months, is that we still have the power to be kind to one another.
Sympathy sees and says, I'm sorry, but compassion feels and whispers, I'll help. This is one of the organizations that have come into hand to help Kenyans overcome this pandemic. Fatma Ngwena, Switch TV.
Elsewhere, persons living with disabilities have condemned the alleged misappropriation of COVID-19 funds, terming the move illegal. They have said that the move will hinder the fight against the pandemic that has caused many deaths and severely affected the world economically. Hadia Masiwa now reports.
Addressing the press in Isibania border after a meeting to celebrate 10 years since the promulgation of the Constitution in 2010, people living with disabilities in Kenya, led by Julius Amoke, said that President Uhuru Kenyatta has taken a stern move that will ensure the perpetrators of such economic crimes are held responsible and brought to book. He termed the allegations of corruption and misappropriation of coronavirus funds as a letdown by the fight against the pandemic that has ravaged all the sectors of the economy.
Me, as a medical person, I really wonder, who is this person who can embezzle monies that is meant for treatment? It is saddening, and as the president said yesterday, we would wish to see actions getting taken to whoever might have done this.
Kuria West Disability Network Chairman Newton Nkonye says that the move has affected people living with disabilities, as many of them cannot even afford basic things that are essential in the fight against the deadly virus.
In the disability world, we condemn this with the strongest terms, and we want that proper investigation is done.
According to him, those found guilty should be arraigned in court and stern actions taken against them in order to bring sanity in the Ministry of Health and also at the KEMSA.
Tungeweza kuona county government. Tunajua kwamba there is allocation for person with disability there. Ziweze kusaidia yule mlemavu. Hizo kwamba they allocate money for person with disability on the ground.
Nominated member of County Assembly for people living with disabilities Esther Atieno Onana termed the allegations as unfortunate and unfounded as it will draw the country back to the drawing board in the fight against the pandemic. Hadia Mosiwa for Breaking Today.
Shifting gears now to politics. Deputy President William Ruto has come out strong, asking Jubilee leaders not contented with the party affairs to quit. The DP spoke in Nyali and Mvita constituencies where he held a series of meetings with political and religious leaders in the area. However, Ruto echoed that the party is ready for the 2022 general elections.
Nataka tuunde chama cha kitaifa. Chama ambacho Mbajuni akiwa Mombasa anaweza simama na hicho chama bila kabila kubwa na awe rais wa Kenya. Na tukayaamini yale. Sasa wamerudi nyuma, wanatuambia sasa tuwafukuze watu kwa Jubilee. Watu warudi kwa vyama za kikabila.
Mimi nimechaguliwa na Wakenya pamoja na Mheshimiwa Rais Uhuru Kenyatta kwa nia ya kutekeleza manifesto ya Jubilee na kuhakikisha kwamba Kenya inasonga mbele. Na hiyo ndio kazi mimi nitafanya kwa bidii na kwa kujitolea. Matapeli na wakora hawawezi eti kunipatia masharti, eti kunielekezea ativitisho, ati kunishurutisha. Mnanishurutisha jameni kama nani? Mimi nimechaguliwa na watu milioni 8, nyinyi mmechaguliwa na nani?
Well, those are the sentiments of DP Ruto. Away from that, his face is not new to many. Dennis Odera, a 24-year-old, has been going through stigmatization because of his body size. A familiar face with Switch TV audience, Dennis, who was weighing 180 kilograms just a few months ago, shocked the nation when he lost almost 50 kilograms after working out. Here's his story as told by Andrew Okero.
This was Dennis months ago. He walked, but with pain. He suffered, but silently. His family had no way out. He hated himself, and those who were supposed to love him showed him hate. Reason being, his weight.
Okay, nikianza zoezi ilikuwa very hard sana, juu hata kukimbia kwa mashini ilikuwa ngumu. Zoezi ulipata nikifanya naumia, lakini nikakumbuka kuwa determination come from the willing power, nikaamua kuweka bidii.
Full of discomfort, struggle, and stigmatization from people surrounding him. But look here, hard work and patience has made him going.
I feel motivated, yes, because as much as I'm training him, I'm getting encouragement from all the trainers around. 1, 2.
The last time we featured him, Dennis was 181 kgs, and today, according to Silas, Dennis's trainer, is 139 kgs, having lost 41.5 kgs. What a motivation!
So far, kwa jani yangu, nimeona niko na supporters wengi sana. Juu saa hii nikitembea hati mtaa, nyumbani, kila mtu ananiambia keep on going, fanya zoezi kabisa umekata.
Silas says at first sight he never knew that Dennis will come to cut his weight, but he trusted the process, terming the urge from Dennis as unbelievable.
So if you want to lose weight, have a target. And weight loss is a journey. Kuna saa weight itashuka ipande.
Silas, however, condemns people downplaying others with the same condition as Dennis, retreating that the maltreatment kills their spirit and hope of living.
Life billows do roll, tempest upon tempest, but the determination of Dennis has clearly shown that humans are indeed not limited. Andrew Kero, Switch TV at Hill Park Hotel in Nairobi.
That's right, of course. No man is limited. 11 minutes now past 7 p.m. Time to take a short commercial break. We'll be back with more stories. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Breaking Today. My name is Joel Church and our sign language interpreter is Tracy Dorcas. Moving on, the government is in the process of confirming legal owners of 5 group ranch located in the Masai Mau forest in the Olulunga ward in NAROK South sub-county. That a large chunk of land has been a source of conflict and is alleged to be the cause of the severe war that have been witnessed in the ward. Wellington Okech with more.
This big chunk of land has been the bone of contention and alleged to be the root cause of on and off skirmishes experienced in the ward. Speaking at Pibiniet police post at the border of Masai Mau forest during the launch of the land cleanup exercise, NAROK South Deputy Sub-County Commissioner Felix Kisalu urged politicians to stay away from the exercise.
Vitu kama hii huwa inaingishwa siasa mingi, hata ndio tumeambia mtu yoyote ambaye anahusiana na siasa akae mbali na hii exercise, awachie registrar na Ministry of Land wafanye kazi yao professionally.
Ms. Alice Cherotich, who has lived in the area since early 1990s, confessed the issue of land has been a thorn in the flesh to the residents as no one has a valid land ownership document.
Kama kuna ofisi anatanganya watu anapea watu title deed kutoka River Road. President wako wapi? Paka saa hii tunatembea barabarani na watoto wetu. Paka saa hii nisiongee Kiswahili sanifu.
Nayeyo Sirma, who hails from the Ogiek community, said he passed through all the government processes and was given title deed in the year 1997, but a few years later, the titles were suspended as there were allegations of land overlapping.
So ninaomba mkifanya hii kazi mjue jamii ya Ogiek hata na wao ni watu wa serikali. Tunaongojea serikali hata nyinyi mtuone. Musitufukuse vile.
Commissioner Danvas Makori observed that the process of verifying land ownership will go a long way with building peace and cohesion in the community.
Mupate nyinyi wenyewe kwa zile makosa zimefanyika, msameane. Biko inaita kusaidia kama una uchungu na uhasama na chuki kwa roho yako, si ndio?
The area has been experiencing on and off skirmishes, with the latest experience in the month of April, where 7 people were killed and several injured in a one-week clash that involved the Kipsigis and Maasai communities. Wellington Okech, Switch TV.
Amidst the ongoing global pandemic of the coronavirus, NAROK County is experiencing immense water shortage. As Kennedy Kimani reports, NAROK residents say that they have gone for weeks with low water supply and even some days with no water supply at all.
This is also to a region in the county of NAROK. Water is scarce. Wells and taps are dried up. The residents are forced to travel for long distances so as to fetch water. According to Joyce Modhoni, a salonist at Smart Lady Salon, the residents have been forced to go for a month without water, and they fear that the situation will worsen if they will not get any supply of water. She says that it has become an issue to uphold personal hygiene, such as taking shower, washing utensils, and even doing laundry.
Na tunaambiwa tu hii maji itakuja next month end. Sijui hata kama itakuja ama itakuja. Sasa na hii corona tujui tutaenda wapi, hatuelewi. Mimi nafanya salon. Na mpaka saa hii customer akikuja namwambia hakuna maji, aende. Tutaishi aje?
Patrick Ruhi, a boda rider within NAROK, says that he has been forced to adjust his working schedule and instead fetch water for his family. He has been riding his motorcycle all morning, looking for water vendors, but all watering points within his area have been closed.
Cha kushangaza mno ni kwamba hapa kituo hichi cha maji huwa tunakuta mitungi kama watu wamepanga mitungi zaidi ya 200, na leo hata nimeshangaa nikifikiria hapa nimepata tabasamu nitapata maji. Sasa hata sijui nitaenda kilomita ngapi nikatafute maji.
Residents are now purchasing the rare commodity within private vendors, such as water lorries, who have taken the opportunity to inflate the prices. Kennedy Kimani, Switch TV.
At least 1 million Kenyans have lost their jobs or have been put on indefinite unpaid leave months after the COVID-19 pandemic found its way into the country, resulting in a major job crisis. Youths in Majengoi area and Transmara West have been forced to be innovative after losing income. Andrew Kero narrates.
The group of youths who were previously employed and now jobless due to COVID-19 pandemic have decided that this pandemic will not limit them from feeding for their respective families and themselves.
Anza kwa umbali sana, tulianza na car wash na tumekuwa tukifanya miradi tofauti, isipokuwa maneno ya corona ndio ilikuja ikatuletea tatizo kidogo. Tukaanza kufungiwa manyumba, tukajikusana vijana, tukaenda tukajenga nyumba juu ya miti. Hapo hivyo ndio tunakaa.
Derek Kisilo, who was working in Transmara Sugar Company as the farmer tenant before COVID-19, has been the leader of Nguvu Moja self-help groups since the pandemic broke out, and narrates to us how often he lost his job. He decided to focus on giving back to his society with the help of his group members.
Tuko na projects kama ya miti, tuko na ya fish pond, tuko na ya poultry, na pia sisi hufanya kazi ya kujivolunteer ya barabara. Si utengeneza barabara, wahisani wanatupatia kitu kidogo ile ambayo.
The Nguvu Moja group came together 3 months ago and initiated multiple projects that have helped them to stay afloat during these times. And what's more interesting about them is that they have been volunteering on a part-time basis to do partial repairs on the damaged feeder roads and filling potholes in the area so as to ease transport in the villages in the area. Their team of 10 then decided to build their new home on top of a tree to ensure they use up their donated space maximally. Michael Kiptenga, a pastor from Kilgoris who also owns a hotel, said that he has been observing the group of youths volunteering and being creative, and so he decided to support them by offering them a cup of tea in the morning and also some soup to continue encouraging them in their good work.
Mimi pia niko na hoteli hapa, nilipoona wanaumia hata upande wa njaa, nikawa na supply hawa, hata na mimi napika subu na wasapoti na subu asubuhi ama chai, lunch wanakuja wanakula, at least wanapata nguvu. Sasa ndipo sisi tulikuwa naomba kama hawa vijana wangepata wahisani ambao wanaweza simama na hapa Kilgoris.
He however challenged community leaders to support them by investing in their activities. Andrew Kera, Switch TV.
A time to now get sporty. Kenya Rugby Union Chairman Oduor Gangla has said that the union is working on implementing the guidelines put in place by the Ministry of Sports to help restart local rugby. Gangla has also confirmed that the union is vetting candidates for the Kenya Sevens head coach position.
We have since been studying them as the union. We did share them with the clubs. And we asked the clubs to also send back their comments to us by end of day on Thursday. We are now just doing a final compilation of our submission to the ministry, which should go in on Monday. The coach selection process is ongoing. We are at the tail end of the process. And really what's happening now, we're just discussing terms with the leading contenders. So once we finalize on the terms discussions, we'll make an announcement. I think you can't announce a coach until you've agreed on the terms. So, what I'd say is we went through a very open, competitive, professional process. There's been no interference from the board in terms of the process, and I'm very proud of how we've conducted ourselves as the union. Now the board has to make its decision, so let me not preempt the decision that will be made, but what I can confirm is we are discussing terms with the people.
Borders are now into some football action. The Premier League champions Liverpool FC are currently playing the FA Cup champions Arsenal FC in the Community Shield Cup, and it's halftime in Wembley Stadium, where Arsenal is leading Liverpool by 1-0 courtesy of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Moving on, world number 1 Novak Djokovic will play Milos Raonic in the final of the Western and Southern Open after edging out Spain's Roberto Bautista Agut in the semi-finals in New York. Djokovic came from behind to beat the 8th seed 4-6, 6-4, 7-6 and maintain his unbeaten record in 2020. Canada's Raonic defeated Greek 4th seed Stefanos Tsitsipas 7-6, 6-3. A two-time Grand Slam champion Naomi Osaka returned to the court after bridging the push for racial justice to the forefront on the tennis tour. She advanced to the rivals of the Western and Southern Open on Friday with a straight-set victory. After one-day break in the tournament prompted by her decision to speak out, Osaka reached her first Western and Southern title match by gritting out a 6-2, 7-6 victory over Elise Martins.
Oh, well, what counter-punching from Osaka.
Meanwhile, Red Bull's Max Verstappen was fastest in second practice at the Belgian Grand Prix with Daniel Ricciardo's Renault also ahead of the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton was third fastest as the top three were separated by only 0.096 seconds. Mercedes Valtteri Bottas was down in sixth behind Red Bull's Alexander Albon and Racing Point's Sergio Perez. The times are unlikely to be representative of real performance.
His Thai teammate also looked quick. Alex Albon with a time good enough for P4, but almost 4/10 back from Verstappen.
That's all here on Breaking Today. My name is Joel Church and our sign language interpreter is Tracy Dorcas. Until next time, do have yourself a good night.